Phantom Lancer is a late game god. Okay, maybe a demigod, but still very strong. In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to maximize the strength of this very unique illusion-based hero. Unlike other illusion-based heroes such as Naga Siren and Terrorblade, Phantom Lancer's illusions don't last very long and can be spawned based off attacks. He's known by many as the Army of One and can be one of the most frustrating heroes to play against in the mid to late game. Hi everyone, I'm Navitz, and on behalf of myself and my esports team, the Sploush Troupe, I would like to welcome you to this comprehensive beginner to expert guide on one of my personal favorite carry heroes, Phantom Lancer. Since there's a lot that we're going to talk about, here's a quick breakdown of how this will go. First, we'll explore the item builds and variations on Phantom Lancer. We'll then proceed to explain his most common skill builds and his talent tree buildup. After that, we'll discuss drafting, when to pick PL, who he's strong with, who he's weak against. After we know what we want to do, we'll go over a couple of quick micro tips, and then we'll analyze a game so we can see this build executed. Finally, at the end, we will look at build variations and, most importantly, the item timings of some of these build variations. So this is the standard guide I'll be looking at by Tortellini, and I really like this one for the reason of him separating the core items and the extension items the way he does. I'll explain that in a second. We're going to look at the starting items. You're going to get tangos, 2 sets of tangos, a healing salve, 3 iron branches, and a quelling blade. You can replace these 3 iron branches for either your circlet or your slippers of agility if you would like, but you will be building into a wand, so having these iron branches isn't bad, and one of them can be used to give you more health regeneration, so that's a thing to consider. Now, the early game, he recommends going for 2 wraith bands. I personally have found that I prefer going for 1, although a lot of people do go for 2. It's just fit my style better to go for 1 and then get the magic wand early, and then build up into the power treads. Now, when you build into the power treads, you can get the gloves of haste before you get your boots. It helps you farm more in lane, and it helps you farm the jungle quicker. However, getting the boots first, it's not that big of a difference. If you need the boots because you need movement speed to get away from the heroes that are in your lane, then obviously that would be the choice that you want to make. Now, typically you're going to build your diffusal blade and then your manta. Diffusal blade is awesome on Phantom Lancer because all of his illusions will burn your mana. This is so annoying to play against. If you've played against Phantom Lancer, you know how annoying it is for illusions to just start all attacking you and start burning your mana with the passive mana break. And you can also slow people and catch up. You can slow people with the diffusal active and then catch up to them with Phantom Rush. Manta is really good for escaping and also really good for split pushing waves. So what you're going to want to do in some instances is drop your Manta illusions and send them forward into a wave that is dangerous to farm, and instead of farming that wave yourself, your illusions will farm it and you'll go farm something safe in the jungle. Now, here is what I really like to see. The next item, and this is the build that I'm suggesting, is going to be to go for 3rd item, Heart of Trask. Now, it is basically interchangeable between any of these 4 items here at the bottom. You could go Heart of Trask, Butterfly, Eye of Skadi, or Abyssal Blade. Eye of Skadi just got a huge buff that reduces all regen, heals, and life steals by 35%. So Skadi might be a very valuable item to get in certain situations. If you're up against a lot of physical damage, a Butterfly might be the better call, or if you need a lot of lockdown, Abyssal Blade might be the better call. What we're going to talk about is going Heart, because Heart allows you to basically become unkillable if you get it at a good timing. You can't be killed as Phantom Lancer because you have Doppelganger to escape. Heart gives you a ton of HP. It gives you a ton of HP, strength, HP regeneration, and then when you get out of a fight, if you don't take damage for I think 5 seconds on a melee hero, then you'll start regenerating health at 5% of your max HP per second, so you can jump in and out of fights, and that's what we're going to see in the game that we watch later. But that's the build that I like to go. Sometimes you do need to go Lincoln Sphere. If they don't have anything that can that you need to dispel, it might be okay to go for a Sanj and Yasha. Time to time, you'll need a BKB, but not very frequently. I think this is the item build that I would go for. Now, talking about the spells and the spell buildup. So first off, you're going to get usually 1 point in Spirit Lance, and then you're going to max out Phantom Rush as fast as you can. You only get 1 point in Spirit Lance because this will help you get ranged last hits. It'll help you harass and slow the enemy that you are in lane against, and then you're gonna go for the Phantom Rush because of how powerful it is at level 4 and how great of a farming mechanic. Think of Anti-Mage's Blink and how you use this to farm exponentially faster than you could if you didn't have Anti-Mage's Blink. That's what Phantom Rush is like. And it also gives you a bonus 11, 22, 33, up to 44 at level 4 agility per hit every time you use Phantom Rush at level 4, and it only has a 4-second cooldown, so that's 44 agility, that's 44 damage. It's really strong. Doppelganger is a spell that you need to get early on. Don't skip this for an extra point in Spirit Lance. Doppelganger is your escape mechanism. It helps you dodge. It lets you go up and down hills. It is really powerful. So do not skip level 4 Doppelganger, please. In fact, sometimes you need to get it at level 2 or at level 3 or maybe even earlier. Yeah. Moving onwards, you're going to finish off Phantom Rush, and then you're actually going to finish off Doppelganger, because Doppelganger is, in addition to being your escape mechanic, it's your dispel, and it's also your movement mechanic. You can go up and down hills with it, as I mentioned. Then you'll finish off Spirit Lance, and let's talk about the talent tree. Now, the talent tree, this is how I would play it. I think typically at level 10, you're going to take the 15 attack speed, although 16% evasion is very, it looks really nice. Usually you're not going to be getting hit that often. You're going to try to play around all of your illusions and not have to take a lot of direct one-on-one fights with physical damage heroes. The 200 health that is natural over the Spirit Lance damage. 400 Phantom Rush range, that's definitely what you want over the +5 max juxtapose illusions. You're gonna want that range. You close distance across the map so fast when you have this 400 range. Like, you see a hero and your Phantom Lancer starts chasing him, and it's so fun to watch your hero just chase forever. And then at level 25, it's kind of a toss-up. I also prefer the 24% critical strike damage, especially considering that the build that I'm suggesting is to go Heart third item. So taking the additional damage is really beneficial. However, the -4 second Doppelganger illusion, letting you spawn Doppelgangers more often, letting you dispel more often and more frequently is really also great. So either of these are great spells. However, I will also suggest the 24% critical strike damage. That is, I think, the general build that we're going to look at. Next, we're talking about when to pick Phantom Lancer. So when do we draft Phantom Lancer? Well, first off, we're going to talk about heroes that he is strong against. He is strong against heroes without a lot of area of effect damage. That is heroes like Wraith King, Ursa, Drow Ranger especially, because he can close distance on Drow quickly and just absolutely annihilate everything that she's wanted to do with her life. He also buys Manta against Drow, which dispels her silence. It's great. Huskar, Templar Assassin. He breaks all of Templar's stacks of refraction. He is amazing against Chaos Knight. Diffusal Blade is really good against Chaos Knight, and in addition to that, Chaos Knight doesn't know who to target. He doesn't have fast attack speed. He has no AoE. He messes up Chaos Knight. Clinks as well. You buy a dust on your Phantom Lancer and you just chase this guy all around. And then Viper, because Viper also doesn't have a lot of fast AoE damage. He's great against mana dependent heroes as well, so Wraith King would be one of those, although he has the level 20 talent to make him his reincarnation cost no mana. And Medusa is obviously a mana dependent hero. However, Medusa late game against PL late game, it's like a bit of a toss-up. You don't know who's going to win that battle. And he's very strong against heroes with good repositioning abilities when you consider heroes like Disruptor, who has Glimpse, and Kunkka, who has X marks the spot. If you see Disruptor glimpse you, you can use your doppelganger to not be glimpsed away if you time it properly. And if you see Kunkka use X marks the spot, you're going to judge where you reposition yourself based on where when that Kunkka uses his torrent. So if you see him X you, and then you see the cast animation for his torrent where he puts his hand up in the air, that's when you use doppelganger, and then he's going to miss his X marks the spot. Or after he X's, you can doppelganger right away afterwards and get away. So let's talk about who he's weak against. He is weak against heroes with a lot of AoE. So heroes like Leshrac, Timbersaw, Tinker, Gyrocopter, Earthshaker, Sand King, Axe, Magnus, Sven. All of those heroes are pretty good against Phantom Lancer. In addition to that, Witch Doctor's Maledict can't be dispelled, and he can get locked down by the coconut when you use your doppelganger. Sometimes you get locked down by the coconut. And Puck has a significant amount of AoE damage, and also Puck has Dream Coil, which is really tough for you to escape from. You can't doppelganger away from Dream Coil. Puck has silences as well. Puck is a tough hero for Phantom Lancer to play against. Phantom Lancer's doppelganger illusions are not the same. One of them takes the same amount of damage as Phantom Lancer would while dealing no damage, and the other one deals 80% less damage while taking 500% the amount of damage that he would. So you can juke your enemies by moving the doppelganger illusion that takes the same amount of damage as you and leaving your original Phantom Lancer behind. If you want to see a full guide on how to do that, check the description, and I will link the micro guide that will teach you all kinds of things and has a specific section on Phantom Lancer himself. And now what I want to show you is, one, we're going to go up a cliff with our doppelganger, and then what I'm going to do is select all other units that are not my Phantom Lancer, and I'm going to send them to attack this creep over here. So I can continuously do this as new illusions spawn on Phantom Lancer. I can send them towards the enemy heroes, and I do this pretty frequently. If I am fighting against supports, for example, I will send my illusions to disrupt the supports, forcing them to back away from a fight. Here we go. Our Phantom Lancer guide is beginning. This is the analysis of the game. Now, I've done a quick watch of this game at a faster speed. I do really like the way that this Phantom Lancer plays, and it's great for even beginners to experts to see the execution of this game. There's a lot of important stuff that he does, especially in lane, and then how he plays the map is also very noteworthy. So we're definitely going to watch all of the laning stage. Normally I might skip ahead a little bit after the laning stage to get to the important parts. I might not. We'll see how I feel. But here we go. The Phantom Lancer, we're going to talk about his starting items and his starting spells. So he has not actually leveled up one of his spells yet. He might go for Spirit Lance. He probably won't. He's probably going to go for Phantom Rush now that he didn't use Spirit Lance right there at the Bounty Rune. So his starting items are 2 Iron Branches, a Quelling Blade, a Slippers of Agility, and 6 Tangos. So he does not buy himself a salve. He might be a little bit low on regen. We'll see how that works out for him. And here he comes forward. He does end up leveling up Spirit Lance first. So he should have, I think he should have used this a little bit earlier, thrown out a Spirit Lance and regened some of his mana by now. But that's okay that he hasn't. So we're going to see how he decides to play this. He's right-clicking the Void Spirit a little bit, and he's actually laning against an Invoker and a Void Spirit. Void Spirit's surprisingly hard to lane against, considering how much damage reduction he has with his shield, his Resonate Pulse. It reduces quite a bit, or it absorbs quite a bit of physical damage, making it pretty difficult for physical damage based heroes to play against him. Void Spirit's also a hero that's not terrible against Phantom Lancer because he's got pretty good AoE damage, so it is a thing to consider. Now here we're going to see him deny the range creep. He's not able to get to his own. He's going to take his creep out from under tower, and at this point all he wants to do in this lane is get to level 6. It's really important. So see how he's doing this. He comes up here and he's using creep aggro to bring these creeps back here. He takes his one opportunity, because he only gets it every 16 seconds at level 1, to Phantom Rush the PL, and now he's bringing the creeps farther back to him. So if this, I said PL, the Invoker, to Phantom Rush the Invoker. So what he does is bring the creeps back closer to him, so if Invoker wants to hit him the way he did, Invoker has to walk through those 3 melee creeps, take a bunch of hits, and reduce his health a little bit. Now he's using creep aggro again to continue pulling these creeps back towards him. He doesn't want to have to fight into these heroes, and he wants the ability to deny this range creep as possible. Using his Spirit Lance, spending his mana to get the range last hit, that is something you should always do if you can. He knows he can't get up close enough to get that last hit because both heroes are still there, and he knows his Oracle is pulling. So his Oracle has stacked, now is pulling, and instead of trying to be greedy and get that range last hit, he doesn't have Spirit Lance available. He brings these creeps all the way back under tower, and he's easily able to last hit because Phantom Lancer has a lot of last hit, or a lot of base damage, and with a Quelling Blade, he's one of the better last hitters early. Now, this enemy team has done what an intelligent enemy team would do, and that is pull the medium camp or the hard camp into the wave, so they stop him from being able to get easy farm. He's using his Spirit Lance to continue trying to get last hits, and now creeps are under his tower. Yeah, he's also going to have these creeps coming under his tower as well here. So he has 1 point in Doppelganger, 1 point in Phantom Rush, and 1 point in Spirit Lance. It is really good that he went for the 2 points in Spirit Lance, and he actually used both of his tangos, or both of his Ironwood branches for regen, which is a little bit unfortunate for him because he will be wanting to build into the magic wand. Now at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, his courier is sending him the Wraith Band and the Magic Stick. This is great because the Magic Stick allows him to get a little bit of a mana and HP regeneration in this lane, and he really just wants to make it out of this lane at levels, or make it to level 6 in this lane. When he gets level 6, you can use Juxtapose to start farming your jungle and your other camps. With your Doppelganger and your Juxtapose illusions, you should really never take damage in the jungle, and you can always de-aggro yourself by right-clicking on one of your Juxtapose illusions, which we'll see him do later on in the game. Now, again, watch how great he's using creep aggro to pull this wave back. He just tried to do it there. He accidentally used Phantom Rush. He didn't mean to. To stop yourself from using Phantom Rush the way that he just did, you can toggle it on and off. So if he was to press E right now, he would toggle his Phantom Rush to be off, but instead he's still using it, uses it for a last hit there, which was good. But there's times when you don't want to Phantom Rush forward. All you want to do is right click on someone and pull the creeps for aggro. That's actually really important. I'm surprised I didn't think of that before I started this game. That's a really important thing about Phantom Lancer, is turning on and off your Phantom Rush. Now look how he again pulls this creep towards him. He's going to come forward, pull it towards him again, making sure he stays away from this Void Spirit and continues just to get a decent amount of farm. With his Magic Stick, he does have 6 charges now, and the creep wave is under his tower. Unfortunately for him, they don't really have any kill potential in this lane. The Void Spirit is just not a reasonable hero to expect to kill. He's very strong, and he needs to play safe. So that is what he's doing. He's continuously pulling his creeps back, and beautifully so right now. He's getting quite a bit of experience. He's at level 4 while both of these guys are at level 3, looking good. His Oracle just misses that hit, or misses the pull there, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. We're going to go back to player perspective. We're going to see how he plays this out. So he's getting closer to level 6. He does miss that one last hit, but it's not that big of a deal. And I don't know. He's not really able to go on the Invoker at this point, although I think Invoker would be the best hero to try to kill out of these two. However, they don't have kill potential, as I mentioned before. So he's going to farm up a little bit more. We're going to speed up while he farms and see what he decides to do. He's thinking about taking this large camp. If he was against a team that he was farther, or if he was against a team that he was significantly stronger than in the offlane or had a pretty big advantage, he would also be able to farm these camps at this point, since he's level 5 and can use the Doppelganger illusions. But since he's behind, he can't. Now what he could have done there is used Doppelganger to dodge that Invoker's EMP, but he didn't. So he's backing up here. which is fine. He took a lot of damage. I think he's going to cycle these Wraith Bands out. This is important if you're playing. This is an important mechanic to know. Reduce your stats and your health by cycling out your stat-based items and then popping your wand or your magic stick. It'll really help you get more health than you would have had if you don't do that. And now he has an opportunity to go on the Void Spirit. The Oracle blasts him with quite a bit of damage, and this is looking good. Now he's going to bring the creep wave back here, and he doesn't want to push the creep wave if he doesn't have to. He just wants to get the last hits and I think deny his own creeps. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I am wrong, actually. It looks like he's pushing the creep wave a little bit. I thought he was going to try to keep the lane equilibrium a little bit farther back, but he knows he has another creep wave coming, and he did just get level 6. This is a lane he doesn't want to stay in too much longer. Now, we need to consider how long can you generally stay in a lane. Also, notice that he backs up and uses his Phantom Rush extra damage whenever he has the opportunity to. So right there, he backed up, Phantom rushed forward, and got the extra 33 damage for the last hit. There he does it again. So this is something that's important to do as Phantom Lancer. You're going to see him do it throughout the game multiple times. And we're going to see where he decides to play on the map at this point. Right now, what he wants to do is just get the safest farm possible. And he's going to do a build variation this game that I will start talking about soon, because typically at this point, so he's got a pretty good amount of farm considering what time it is in the game. It's 8 minutes in, and he's got 2 Wraith Bands and full power treads completed. That's pretty good, and that really lets you farm almost anything. So he's about to be level 7. Has pretty good farm, and he's queued up the Diffusal Blade. He's going to change his idea on the Diffusal Blade, and I'm going to explain why right now, and we'll see it come. We'll see it become almost a game-winning decision not to get the Diffusal Blade first around I think like the 19 to 20 minute mark. If we take a look at the heroes that he's up against, his biggest threat is this Meepo. Meepo hits very strong and very early timings. If Meepo goes for a Blink Dagger first and ensnares him with his net, you can't dispel Ensnare with Doppelganger because it's a basic dispel. Doppelganger is a basic dispel, so you're not able to dispel the net. So what he needs is to get the Manta before he gets the Diffusal Blade. If he doesn't get the Manta and goes straight for the Diffusal Blade, then he can die to Meepo, and Meepo can just run over and take out the game. There's going to be an instance later on where Meepo tries to kill him, he gets his Manta, and he just completely turns around the fight. Meepo ends up dying, and it's actually like a really big game turning point. You're going to see that this Phantom Lancer, while he has a huge effect on this game, he doesn't get a ton of kills. He gets quite a few assists, but he doesn't have like an absolute stomp fest of a game where he runs around killing everybody. Instead, he plays patiently. He sort of methodically wears down the enemy team by always being in the right parts of the map. And now he sees 3 heroes in his lane here. So what options does he have? He sees 3 heroes. There's a creep wave here. Let's see what he decides to do. Comes behind his tower, makes sure he's safe, and goes to the opposite side of the map. Now, why is this a good place for him to go? If we take a look at the map, at the mini map, we can see that the top tier 1 tower has been taken. He no longer cares what happens in this bottom lane. This bottom lane here, and also Riki can't kill him. Riki doesn't have the ability to kill him. Especially until Riki gets Diffusal, he can't do anything. So this part of the map is no longer the safest place to farm. The carry hero wants to get the safest farm until he's strong enough to farm more dangerous areas of the map. Since Phantom Lancer is not at that point where he's strong enough to farm more dangerous parts of the map, he is opting to go for the safest area of the map, and that's actually this top area. He saw them TP bottom. Now he knows that there's a fight happening mid, and what he can do is alternate between this lane, these jungle camps if he has to, or he can push forward here. So he has quite a bit of space to play around here. If he plays in this area, up here, he can push and put pressure on this tower, limiting the amount of farm that Riki has available to him. If he plays in this area here, he just has safe farm. By the way, Doppelganger on top of a cliff. And that's essentially what he's going to do. Now, you can see this is the point where he's decided to go for his Yasha, and that is probably because this Meepo went for an early blink instead of an E-Blade first. If he would have gone for an E-Blade first, he might have still gone for the defusal, but since Meepo has blink, he knows that he could die anytime Meepo blinks onto him. And now he does have the Yasha completed at 12 minutes. He stacks this camp. This is super important. Sends his creeps back. Why is he sending his creeps back? Or why is he going top right now instead of farming the camp? And also notice he's not going to those team fights. He's not even considering going mid right now. He knows that the most important thing he can do is be patient and wait until he has the ability to have an effect on the game. The more farm he gets, the more of a chance his team has for winning in the later stages or the mid stages of the game. If he fights now, even if he wins the fight, it probably reduces their chances of winning because he won't be able to farm as fast as possible. Now, he does come in closer to the end of this fight. Everyone is lower on health. They did manage to kill the Meepo. The Nyx assassin is dead. His primary threat of dying, which is the Meepo, is no longer alive. So this becomes the option for him. This becomes a time where he is able to join the fight, and it also pushes out the wave for him. Now he's able to come back to the jungle. He's going to farm these 3 camps again, and then he's probably going to go to the top wave, or he's going to go all the way bottom, depending on oh no, he doesn't have his teleportation scroll up. If he had his TP scroll up, this point he might be able to go back bottom and farm here. It might be a viable solution. However, this is definitely still the safest part of the map. If you see, they no longer have the tier 1 tower. The Radiant doesn't have this tier 1 tower top. So him playing in this area up here and farming these camps and then this lane is a lot safer than if he were to go and farm this area of the map up here where they can teleport to this tier 1 tower. So he's gonna go and he's going to go back up top. He's going to try to find more camps that he can take quickly before the minute mark shows up. So he's either going to want to stack this or take this camp quickly, and it looks like he has the ability to take that camp quickly. Oh no, he doesn't. That's a little unfortunate. He thought he was going to be able to kill that, but he wasn't. This camp would have been great for him to kill because he can farm a lot faster than Riki. Now, he doesn't see a lot of heroes on the map, so you see him playing defensive. This is really important to note. When you see something like this happen, you should ask yourself, why do heroes, or why do I never do this? Like, why is this player backing up and sitting in these trees instead of just farming that wave there? And this is the reason, because he was worried about somebody like this Meepo coming forward. Now, you saw him just right there use his doppelganger to dodge the hook. Now he's going on the offensive against the Meepo. There's multiple heroes behind him. He has his Nature's Prophet, he has his Legion Commander, and he has his Oracle for the save. So he feels a lot more comfortable going forward. He gets to continue farming the wave. He'll probably be able to farm one more wave and then go back to the camps. Actually, nope, he decides to go bottom. So this is why is he allowed to go bottom? This is a really good question to ask, and asking why he's allowed to go bottom and why he decided to go bottom is something that you should do if you see somebody make a teleportation that you wouldn't have made yourself. He knows that the Meepo teleported top. So if Meepo teleported top, that means that his biggest threat has teleportation on cooldown. Actually, Meepo didn't teleport top, or maybe Meepo's cooldown is off. I don't know. I thought Meepo teleported top. But anyway, he knows Meepo was top. So Meepo's his biggest threat, so he's not playing around him. I thought the teleportation was top. That's my bad. But still, the sentiment stays where he wants to keep himself in the safest area of the map, and if he knew Meepo was top, then farming out this lane might be his best chance. And here he backs up again. He is going to wait for the 16-minute mark to come out. He doesn't want to put himself in danger. All he wants to do is farm a creep wave. He has vision of the tier 1 tower. He wants to farm the creep wave, then he wants to farm the creep camp, and he doesn't want to put himself in danger of dying. So he's going to be careful here. He's going to farm this camp quickly, and then he's going to get out and go towards a camp somewhere. He sent himself a teleportation scroll as well. So instead of even finishing off this this catapult, he ends up just going straight back to top where he feels safer. Now he has the Yasha and the Manta style recipe. I'm guessing his courier is probably sitting at the shop. We're getting ready to go to the shop. He sees Riki up top. Let's see which items Riki has right now. Riki doesn't have the diffusal yet, but Riki will have it soon. He doesn't know exactly how close Riki is to the diffusal, but he knows the timing is coming very shortly, and Riki can be a big threat. So here he is. He was thinking of getting himself the diffusal blade next, just going Manta into diffusal. He thought about it, but he bought himself the Yasha. And now he has his Manta, and check out how this Manta actually ends up being the game-saving play. So here comes Meepo. He lands the net. He gets out of the net with the Manta style, turns it around on this Meepo, and guess who shows up? Our good friend, the Legion Commander. Legion gets the duel off. Manta's out of the net. Doppelganger's away. Comes back into the fight with his Phantom Rush. Legion Commander shows up, and that is super game losing at this point for the Meepo. Meepo should by now have more kills, definitely more kills, and should be starting to snowball ahead. But because he hasn't been able to kill the Phantom Lancer, and now he won't be able to kill the Phantom Lancer, he is in a pretty tough spot. Doesn't mean that Meepos can't come back, but it makes it a lot harder for him. And at this point, with the Manta, what this allows you to do is farm faster than you would be able to farm if you didn't have the Manta. So you see he popped his Manta style right here. He's going to farm safe areas again while sending his Manta illusions forward to farm other areas that are less safe. So he can't easily farm in this jungle right here, but his illusions can easily farm in this jungle. He should have even shift queued them over here. Maybe would have got a last hit or two. But anyway, he's sending his main hero back top. He sees quite a few heroes mid. So if we're looking at the mini map, he sees heroes mid. He sees where the Meepo is, and what he's gonna do now, I believe. Oh no. I thought what he was going to do was Manta or use Doppelganger on top of this part of the forest. Doppelganger breaks trees, so if there's an area like right up here, there he just did it. If there's an area up here behind a tower where you might have an enemy teleport into, you should Doppelganger on top of it. And now that the fight is over for their team, his Ember Spirit has gone down. The fight is over. He's teleporting bottom. He no longer is feeling safe top. They might come for him top. And now the enemy team doesn't know where he is unless they have a ward on the map. He's not even taking that outpost because he doesn't want them to know he's there yet, I believe. Using his Manta illusions, he's going to push forward, take multiple camps at the same time again. Somebody, or the Nature's Prophet, tried to take that outpost, and you can see that the Meepo came and punished him for it. So he was very smart in playing defensive. Now, this might seem like a very boring game, right? Like, all he's doing is dodging fights, buying items, and basically throwing illusions around the map. He's not playing aggressive. This is how you play Phantom Lancer until you get Manta and Diffusal at that point, or you get Diffusal. When you get Diffusal, that's when you can start being ballsy. That's when you can get aggressive. That's when you can play in your face kind of Dota, because you have a slow to help kill people. You have the Diffusal slow, and then you also have the slow that comes from the Spirit Lance. Spirit Lance adds at level 4 a 34-second slow and an illusion that attacks them. The illusion does 20% of damage. Does 20% damage and takes 400% damage that you have. So understanding when you can kill is really strong, and this Phantom Lancer built for defense, not offense. He built for farm, not fighting, and he's playing to his strengths. So I want to speed up the game a tiny bit here. We're going to watch it a little bit quicker, see where he starts going, whether he starts looking for fights. Now, they have very good vision down here. They know where the enemy is, and he almost has his Diffusal. He's coming forward to fight with his team. He uses Doppelganger. He tried to Doppelganger over the cliff, but sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. You don't spawn on the right side, and his team is able to put on some pressure on their side of the map. He does know that their team is bottom right now, so this is an area that he can farm. He's going to send his illusions to this camp, and then most likely down here. Another thing I should explain is how shift queue works. Shift queuing is queuing up multiple attacks at the same time. not at the same time, multiple attacks that will happen in consecutive order. So if I was to press shift and then right click this creep, and then multiple other creeps that are in the lane, my hero will attack those creeps in that order. If I have move commands that do that, it will move in that order. If I have attack commands, they'll attack in that order. So what you want to do with your Manta illusions, every time you send your Mantas to farm a camp, if I was to send my Manta illusions to farm this camp, I would want to attack move at this camp, press shift, and then attack move into the lane, because if I end up killing the camp, I still want my illusions to be effective and go to lane. Speeding up a little bit more again, we see him popping his Manta one more time to farm. He's pushing forward, and we can see he has his full defusal completed, and he's going for the heart next. Heart is the item that means he is no longer in threat of dying almost at all to this team. The Meepo won't be able to do enough damage. I don't think that the Meepo won't be able to do enough damage. I don't think that the Riki and the Void Spirit will be able to kill him when he has heart. He just becomes a real pain to deal with. Now he doppelgangers over top of this Void Spirit, trying to chase down. We're going to see him chase down people here. He uses Spirit Lance, and then he's going to use Phantom Rush to come back over here and try to get the kill. I don't know if he's going to go for the Void Spirit or the... I thought he was going to go for the Riki, but he went for the Void Spirit. He is fighting this out, but unfortunately most of his team has died. He's trying to survive at this point. He does not want to die. Look at him use his doppelganger to escape. Spirit lances forward, should use his defusal, uses his defusal, has all of his mana burned, and his team ends up team wiping them. So this is pretty huge. Oh my gosh, Meepo bought back too. I didn't notice before that Meepo bought back. So this is dire for the Radiant team. Wait, dire for the Dire team. Oh, I think I'm confused which one was Radiant, which one was Dire earlier. My bad. Anyways, so back to the old game of farm as much as you can. Oh no! Instead, they know that Meepo bought back, so this is big, and this I love to see. I love to see a team come take Roshan when they know that an enemy team has a player who cannot, like a core player who is required for a team fight who can't be there. They get a free Roshan. This gives them the ability to control the map for 5 minutes. They're not going to want to use this Aegis. They're not going to want to use this Aegis to try to do something like go high ground. They're going to want to use this Aegis to play a little bit more aggressively. If they take a fight, they know that they have 1 life to burn, but they want to use it to keep control of the map primarily. And we're going to speed up again. So watching the areas that PL is watching, he's conscious of what's happening bottom, and he's teleporting mid. He sees that there was a fight here, and now he's looking for heroes that he can go on. Doesn't see anybody, so he's doppelgangering everywhere he can. Oh, he also has Royal Jelly. And his item of choice right now is the Imp Claw. Imp Claw is nice because it gives you passive critical strike. Very nice on Phantom Lancer. And notice that he's still farming out the mid waves. Now he's waiting for the minute mark to show up so he can farm these 2 camps. He has the first component of his heart done, the Reaver, so this makes him very strong. It gives him, he's up to 2300 HP, and we're gonna see just how much HP he has after his heart is complete. And when his heart is complete, not only does he have more HP, his illusions have more HP. His illusions become harder to kill. Taking the top tower, they're not really concerned about the bottom tower, but look at his talents. He's got the 400 Phantom Rush range, so now he can get around the map fast. If he sees someone, they basically get Phantom Rush, and there's nothing they can do about it. Using Doppelganger frequently so people don't know who the real hero is. Backs up to safety, and he's being a little aggressive here. He does have the Aegis, so what this means is that if the enemy team decides to go on him, they do have a chance of killing him here. His Nature's Prophet is bottom. He is playing hyper aggressive towards this tower. Finally, well, after all of this time, he's finally playing aggressive towards this tower. And we're going to see this fight break out. We're going to see who he decides to target. He has Manta available, uses Manta, uses Doppelganger. Now he's going to try to go on either the Invoker or the Void Spirit, I would think, and unfortunately he gets caught by the Aether Remnant. His Oracle is dead, his Legion not able to do much, and he might die again. We'll see. Gets saved by his Legion. Does not die here. Is currently 1-0-7, and now he's just back to his old ways. He's going to be a good old farming Phantom Lancer. So he's sending his doppelgangers to farm the camp, and he's going to go to a safer part of the map. Now he only needs another 1,000 gold, approximately 1,100 gold, to have his heart completed, and a 30-minute Manta Heart Diffusal is a really nice timing, especially considering he doesn't have a lot of kills. He's also been playing the map really well, always keeping the lanes pushed in with his illusions when he can. They don't have complete map control, but they do have a lot more control of the map than the Dire side has. And now he goes forward. He sees that there's an Invoker. He tries to go on the Invoker, but he can't. That's okay. He's still gonna just farm up. I think basically for the next couple minutes he's just sending his illusions forward, farming, getting his heart, and now he almost has it. Ooh, an illusion rune. If you ever see an illusion rune as a Phantom Lancer, please go take it. Those things last for like a minute and 20 seconds or something nutty, and you can farm a whole jungle with 2 Phantom Lancer illusions, especially late, or you can push like 3 or 4 creep waves. It's really good. They all juxtapose just as all of his other illusions do, so Phantom Lancer illusions are awesome. Now he's coming bottom. Watch him use his doppelganger here. Oh, he's gonna come here. I thought he was gonna doppelganger into the tree, but he didn't. Anyways, here he's gonna doppelganger to break the trees, uses his diffusal, and they're probably going to be able to kill the Nyx assassin. So smash him, rip him, gets the kill, and PL has his next item queued up, I believe, and it is a Skull Basher. So a lot of games you'll see Phantom Lancer go for an Abyssal Blade before the Skull Basher, or before the Heart. Sometimes they'll go Abyssal Heart, sometimes they'll go Basher Heart. Basher is really nice on PL because it stops people from being able to TP away, obviously, since Bash pierces through BKB and it pierces through teleportation. Or it pierces through BKB and it's a teleportation stun or canceller. Now we're going to move forward and watch how this game progresses a little bit more. He's keeping an eye on all parts of the map. If you see top right now, you know that he has vision. You know that he has vision of where Riki or where other heroes are, so he's going to try to close distance here. He knows that he can't easily be gone on, and now even though the Void Spirit is able to, it has a lot of maneuverability, PL has a lot of chase ability. You see right there, he doppelgangers over the cliff to close a little bit of distance, and now this is going to be a great fight for his team. He has doppelganger available again, uses it on top of the heroes, burns some mana. This Meepo is so far behind, I believe, and I don't think there's... Ooh! Void Spirit managed to get away. Oh, I thought Void Spirit was going to manage to get away again. So now what they're going to do is basically just try to, it looks like, close this game out. Phantom Lancer has hit his timing, and for those of you who don't, like, it kind of looks like this game can still go either way, or you would think that this game might be able to go either way if you look at the kill score or if you think about the heroes in the game. However, Phantom Lancer has gotten to a point where he is just massive. Like, his hero is really hard to deal with, so the chance for the enemy team dealing with the Phantom Lancer has kind of passed. Not completely. They can still do stuff. They can still make plays. Like, there are ways for them to come back into this game, but this is now Phantom Lancer's game to lose instead of a game where he has to play defensive until it's his game to win. So he has the advantage. He's not going to lose it. One thing I don't like that this Phantom Lancer is doing, which I mentioned earlier, is he's not using his doppelganger to dodge the EMP. You can dodge. He's losing tons of mana because he's not dodging the EMP properly with his doppelganger. I don't know if maybe he just doesn't know exactly what the timing is, but either way, he should be getting more. He should be dodging that EMP more often. he's using his doppelganger too early and then getting hit with that full EMP blast. Now they're going to play bottom some more. They're keeping the pressure on the map. The Basher is in his inventory. He also has a Mindbreaker. Mindbreaker is so good because you silence someone after you doppelganger at him. Feels beautiful. Now he's silenced. It doesn't matter if he gets low on HP because as long as he doesn't get close to dying, he's going to be back at full health in a second. We'll see that heart kick in very shortly. There goes the heart. Look at his HP go up. He has 3,500 HP. He's back at full health. They get another kill. Meepo's dead. Invoker's dead. And this game basically is in complete control. So they're going to have the opportunity now to take a full lane of Rex. We're going to see this happen. We'll see them try to take mid. Meepo and Void Spirit dead for at least 20 seconds. Meepo 40. And one lane of Rex goes down here. Now, I think that they might toy with them a little bit here. Again, he misses the doppelganger dodge. That bothers me. Misses the doppelganger dodge, but whatever. Here we go, seeing what's happening bottom. Decides not to fight that right now. They're being a little bit cautious. He does want to have his Abyssal Blade. He doesn't want to accidentally throw the game. The longer this game goes, the more of an advantage his team gets. So even though it seems like they can probably just go high ground and end the game, which I think is probably true, the much smarter way to play this is the way that his team is playing it out, because they do have the advantage the longer that they play. So you can see him doing a lot of damage to the Invoker. He's targeting heroes that are pretty weak in the back lines because he can pretty easily close distance. Meepo gets an Aegis. That's a little bummy for them, but that's okay. Oh no, LC is gonna go down though. Let's see how he plays this out. One kill on the Meepo, second kill on the Meepo. Meepo, is he gonna buy back for a third time? I hope not. Chasing people down with doppelganger. Phantom Rush. He can doppelganger over the trees if he needs, but he's unfortunately silenced. And now they're just gonna move back into the bottom lane and try to take another lane of Rex. So they were not able to claim the Aegis, which is unfortunate for them. Meepo snuck it on them. That kind of sucks. Meepo buys back, Void Spirit buys back, Meepo dies, and I believe that means that the game is over. We'll see the rest of this play out. Yeah, no Meepo, no Invoker, and they're basically just having fun in the end of this game. They're gonna kill them a couple more times while Meepo's not alive. And you can see, oh, Riki's gonna go on him. He's gonna back up, doppelganger away. Let's see what level 25 spell he took, since we are at this point. The 24% critical strike damage for 200%, beautiful. So 1 out of every 4 hits will do double the damage. I'm pretty sure it also works on illusions. And they're just toying with him at this point. They're gonna go ahead and get mega creeps. Meepo's up in a second, Invoker's up, they got mega creeps, and the last fight. It's the final battle. All right. So this was great. I enjoyed watching this game. Now that we've watched our game and saw the build that I suggested, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the variations and some of the timings, because I always like to do this at the end so you can get kind of a gauge on different ways to play. So sometimes on Phantom Lancer, you go Hood of Defiance first if they have a lot of magic damage. If we take a look at their team here, they've got Sand King, they've got Puck, they've got Jakiro, they've got Rubik. That's a lot of magic damage. Going for the Hood of Defiance, not bad. The timing's 11, 16 minutes, and then instead of going for a Manta, which he chooses not to get this game, he goes for a Satanic. This is interesting. I like it. Here's a more typical game. This guy played mid lane Phantom Lancer, 16-minute Diffusal, 23-minute Manta, 30-minute Heart. Now, this is kind of your typical... These are your typical timings. If the Manta could be, or the Diffusal could be a little bit quicker, and the Manta could be a tiny bit quicker, but this is kind of typical here. And then finishing off with an Abyssal Blade and an Eye of Scotty. I really like this build. This would be like an ideal build in most games for me. Maybe throw a Butterfly in there. Okay, Finally, we take a look at some more builds. We got, again, Diffusal, late but fast Manta. So it looks like after the Diffusal, this guy managed to win a team fight or two and get his Manta style. Or maybe he built his Yasha first. Let's see. Yeah, he built Yasha into Diffusal. So this is definitely a way that you can go about this. You can build your Yasha before you build your Diffusal. It makes you a lot stronger. It makes you a lot stronger in the early game fights. Yasha also helps you farm. Going for a Diffusal into Manta again, and then instead of going for a heart, going for an Abyssal Blade into a Butterfly. I like it. In this game, we see that he opts not to go for the Manta at all. That's because there's not a ton for him to dispel here. So he actually goes for the Sange and Yasha, Satanic, and then Silver Edge. Why does he go for Silver Edge? This is a situational based on game type thing, and it's because he's playing against a Spectre. Spectre has 2 passives that need to be broken. So Silver Edge was the right call, it seems, in that game. Taking a couple more looks at some timings. In this game, he actually goes Diffusal, Manta, Heaven's Halberd. Who is he playing against that he needs to Halberd? Troll and Legion and Void. So 3 physical damage cores. Interesting build deviation, and I like to see it. Over here, Diffusal, Manta, Scotty. I think Scotty, I can't wait to use Scotty a little bit more. I honestly haven't played with it enough this patch, but I do like it. And then here is another variation of those 4 late game items that you can really go. It's Diffusal, Manta, Abyssal, Butterfly, Heart, and then finally he gets a Rapier. But this is a really cool variation as well. So I think we kind of get a good feel for the different build variations here. And that is that. Thank you guys so much for checking out the Phantom Lancer guide, one of my favorite carry heroes. I hope you have fun. I hope you learned a thing or two. On behalf of myself and my esports team, the Sploush Troupe, my name is Navitz. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube. You can check out other guides. Hopefully you like, and I can't wait to do my next video. Until next time, guys, one love.